Hey guys, welcome back to Easel Does It Studio. So today we're doing something that I had somebody ask me in one of my previous videos when I was making these little mushroom jars into candle jars. So let me grab one. So I was making these with the mix-to-mold just because I thought that they would be cute for a candle jar. And then once you burned your candle, you would have, you know, a nice little dish or whatever. So they wanted to know if they could do them in resin. These are specifically for resin. I just chose to do them in the mix-to-mold because you can mix and match back and forth. So I have got two, and these came in a set of 3. I got these from Beebeecraft, and I will have the link down below and a discount code if anybody's interested in getting these molds. So for the sake of time, I did 2 of the tops already. So I did them, this one I did in the Chrome Red by Let's Resin. And can I get you to focus, camera? All right, hang on here. All right, so it is the Let's Resin Chrome Red and the Let's Resin Intense Fairy Green. So I did the red for the dots and the fairy green for the rest. On this one, I did the chameleon powder in golden for the dots. And then I did the intense chameleon powder in dark magenta. So that is the 2 colors in here. So for this one, I'm going to do it on camera, and I'm going to use the chrome blue for the bulk of it, and I'm going to use the chrome red for the dots. So we are just going to mix it up. I have got 14 ounces of my Let's Resin epoxy resin mixing right now. So I figured while I'm getting this done, I can get that mixed and we can move on. Okay, so I turn my cap inside out, and I am going to start with my red because that is what I'm gonna do the dots in the red. Nope, wait a minute, that's over there, sorry. This is the rose red and the blue. So I'm gonna do the rose red for my little circles. And that way, I'm only doing one so I can show you my whole cleanup process. And if you get too much in one, just kind of pick it up and move it on to the next one. But the chrome powders really, really need to get burnished in really good in order to get that nice shine. And these actually cleaned up fairly easy. And I got a lint or something there. Ooh, bit much. All right, so I'm just gonna go over them to make sure that I've got everything colored and there is no streak marks. So that's it for the red. So I'm thinking I'm going to mix up, I don't know, like a brown for the jar base. I'm not really 100% sure yet, but I think that's what we're gonna do. All right, so then I just take my baby wipe. You can just do it with a paper towel with alcohol the same way, and just follow on the outside. I also had a request to show my cleanup more, so that is why I am doing this, because I do have some new people on my channel, and I want everybody to be able to learn. So I'm just going around the circle, trying to get as much around the circle as cleaned up as I can. I'm not going to worry about anything else right now. I just want, and I'm holding my finger underneath like the area that I'm cleaning so that I have something to push on. And we're just going to do that on all of these little circles. And if you have a nail, it actually works pretty good to get in close. Normally my nails are really short, but I've been trying to let them grow out, and I'm still like, yeah, I don't know. I might be cutting them off. And if you do a little spot like that, don't worry about it. We'll fix that after. We'll just get this all cleaned up. All right, so I'm just gonna shut that down because that's been mixing for a while. And now I'm just going to go around everything else and make sure that I have none of that rose red, because whatever color hits the mold first is the color we're gonna see on the finished piece. All right, so before I move on, I'm just gonna take my brush and make sure that if I had any mishaps, that I clean them up. And then if you get any more, you just kind of wipe it off. You know, and it depends on the final look that you're looking for. If you wanted to leave some of that mess, you totally could. All right. So now I am going to just take my switching sponge. This is just a makeup brush cleaner. And I'm going to clean that off. And then we're just going to go in with the blue. And I'm just going to cover the whole thing with this blue. Now you could leave like the circles blank and like pour clear and put a light in the bottom and make these into night lights. I thought about doing that on one, but I figured maybe we'll just do the different kind of colors today, and then we can always do one down the road and put some lights, you know, when we get closer to spring. So again, you just want to make sure that you burnish it, and this way you don't have to worry about the red because that color is already there. So you know, you can definitely go a little more rogue if you want, putting these colors on. The only time I wouldn't suggest it is if you were using like the silver, because I found that sometimes like the silver glitter ones, the other color can show through. So that color I would be a little bit more careful going over, you know, where you have that. And you can do it either way. You can do the whole cover and then just clean off the circles if you want. I did it this way because when I flip this back the other way, I'm going to have a little bit of touch up on this blue. So that's why I chose to do this last. All right. So now we've got our little jar top. So I'm just gonna pop it inside out, and like you can see right there, my fingernail. So just take your brush and then just go over any areas that, you know, you touched. Or now I got a little on my red in here, so I'm going to wipe that off, and I'm going to pick up some of that red. And we're just gonna put that. Just like that. And I'm just gonna use that same brush. Just try to knock out any of the excess. And there we have it. We have our third little mushroom top all done. Easy peasy, guys. All right, so I'm gonna put these two so that I can remember the colors. And I'm gonna clean this mess. And let's see. And I'm gonna run this a little bit more. And this is the variable speed one, guys. I love this little mixer thing. It is the bomb. So, you know what I'm gonna do? Only because I've never done this. I am gonna mix my entire resin for my caps and my bottom in the metallic bronze. I've never mixed that into resin, so I do not know what will happen. So we might as well find out together, right? All right, so I'm gonna get my gloves on here. And I'm gonna get a couple of paper towels so that I can get my So I'm just gonna scrape these paddles into my container. So with this resin here, you have a good working time, but because it is thick, there's so much, you have to move a little bit quicker because you do have the chance of it starting to flash cure just because it's so thick. You know, there's 14 ounces here, so just gonna, and then I will just wipe this off after. All right, just to save on time, I'm gonna put this in. We're gonna just move this to the side for now. I am gonna mix this into a couple of paper cups here, just so that I can, now I do not know how much these each take, because I've never poured them with resin. And I didn't measure when I was doing the mix to mold. So I'm gonna pour a little bit in here. And before I figured I'd dump just a whole bunch, I'll make sure this mixes up okay. And I'm just gonna get another stick. And we're gonna use a good amount. All right, so we'll get that mixing. And then I will pour in. I am thinking that maybe each one takes 4 or 5 ounces. That is my guesstimate. And I think these cups are like, I don't know, 8, 10 ounces. So that is actually a really pretty color, guys. All right, so I am going to, do I pour I'm thinking I'm gonna pour my bases first, so that way all the bases will be the same color, because the tops aren't gonna really show because we've painted them. All right, so I'm just gonna get some alcohol and run that in there so that I can prevent any bubbles. I'm gonna pour it about half, and then I'm going to kind of squeeze around the edges. Just because I don't want no bubbles. I'm hoping that I'll have enough, but and I was gonna say I can see a bubble like right there. There we go. All right, so we got one. So let's get this one. Yeah, so I'm thinking by doing the bottoms, then I'm not like really stressing on making sure the color is the same. So I am gonna put some more in here. All right, so I believe this is going to be enough. So the copper might be, you know, a little bit different. This one might not be as thick as that, but as long as the whole base itself is the same color, I'm fine with that. All right, so let's get this one poured. And again, get it halfway, go around it. All right, that one can use a smidge more, so I will mix up. All right, so we've 2, 4, so about 3 ounces a piece. All right. So I will go with this. We'll put some more. So I definitely am going to have to mix up more because these are taking more than I thought. So they probably do about, I would say maybe 7 ounces a piece. 3 for the bottom, and I'm thinking 3 or 4 for the top. We will see here. And I got a hair. All right, so I'm just gonna finish doming this. All right. And we will get this one sprayed. All right, we're gonna mix a smidge more. All right. Okay, so let me move my covers and there's any bubbles, I want to get them out. So I'm just going to slide these to the back so I don't dump them, because you guys know me. I will dump them. All right. So I have got 4 ounces left. All right, I'll mix the 1 in the copper, and I'll do the 4 in the copper so that I know like how much the lids take. And I should have used a different cup so I could have measured. But an idiot, you know, I didn't think of that. All right, so I didn't mix it in there just because if I got to mix up more, I don't want to get my container all grubby and then I can't see my measurements. All right, I think that'll be good. So I'm curious to see how this metallic powder is going to look in the base. From where I can see now, it's all like strands. It looks kind of cool. I mean, it almost looks like, you know, it's going to be a mushroom stem. But is it going to stay that way? Probably not. All right, so I'm not going to spray these because we've got the mica powder in there. All right, so I have got to mix up, I'm gonna say another 10 ounces. Because I have the other 2 and the rest of this one. So what I will do is I will just get it mixed up off camera, because I mean, obviously you've just seen how I did it. And then I will be back for demold, guys, and we will see how these little precious gems turn out. Okay, I will be back on demold. Okay, guys, so these are all cured, so let's get them unmolded. So I just popped them, I let them cure overnight, and then I popped them on in the curing machine this morning just for like an hour and a half to make sure that they were hard, so that when I demold them, we're not gonna, you know, have any bending and whatever. All right, so I'm just gonna do the bases and then I will show you what they look like. So far, I'm kind of liking that metallic in the resin. It definitely gives a different look. So I will have a little bit of trimming on the bottom, which is nothing. I can do that with the deburring tool. All right, so let me pop my mold. And then we will take a look at our bases. All right, so this is one of the bases, which is really kind of cool, especially where it's like supposed to be a mushroom base. But I got no bubbles. But they definitely have like some movement in there. And that's the bottom. And here is our third one. Now, you could have, if you did these in like a transparent color, you could put a tea light in here and make them like a little night light. That is totally doable. All right, so just gotta get this started. Get my finger underneath. Oh, we do have a few bubbles under this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and I'm just gonna, and then that is one of our tops. And here you can see where I had scraped some of the powder off. And then we have our little mushroom jar. Isn't that cute? All right, so this is, and that one was the chameleon powder in golden and the intense chameleon powder in dark magenta. All right, so these demold fairly good, guys. It's just a matter of getting your finger underneath the little lippy. Oh, look at that blue. That is really pretty. This one came out amazing. And these, I believe, were both the chrome. This was the chrome blue and the chrome rose red. I love those chrome powders. I just really like them. And here we have our other little mushroom jar. And last but not least, and I had no bubbles in this one. I don't know why I got bubbles in that one. Come on. Oh, got some bubbles on this one. What the heck? Wow, we got a whole bunch of bubbles on this one. And that is the intense fairy green and the chrome red. You know, we got a few little bubbles. I can just pop some UV resin in there. And then this is our third little jar. So they came out really, really cute. Let me find my deburring tool here. Right here. So I'm just going to all right, I guess I'm going to use my knife on this one just because the angle, see I scratched it. And where I have a nice new blade. Yeah. Take that sharpness off. And I could use my Dremel. The deburring tool. It depends on the angle. I wish they would make a different shape on the deburring tool. And I'm doing these now because where it's still warm, it is trimming much easier. There we go. All the sharpness is gone. So I will put these on my website if anybody is interested in these. I'm going to list them as individual. Now, I could just leave the bottom and just put a little piece of felt. Yeah. I don't know how I even got those bubbles there, because I did not put it in the curing machine until today. So what I'll probably end up doing is just putting a little piece of something on the bottom just to make it nice and smooth so that it doesn't scratch anything. And there we have it. We've got our 3 cute little mushroom jars. So let me know in the comments what your favorite one is, and I will fix one of these with you here so that you can see. And let me find my UV resin and my big light. All right. And that way there it just fills in them bigger holes. Which, I mean, it's not going to be seen because it's going to be underneath the lid, but still, I don't want any sharp edges. And then what I'll do is I'll just pop this under my big light for 5 minutes just to make sure that that is cured all the way through. This one needs a little bit more. And just bring it so it's flush, and that is it. And then they'd be filled. Like the little ones I'm not going to worry about. It's the ones that you can feel with your finger. Those are the ones that I definitely want to get filled in. And just going to take a Q-tip here and wipe off any extra. And then we'll get those ones set. Come on, get in there. So the two with the bubble and the covers, I will have at a lower price on my website than the other ones, because the other one is pretty much perfect. Trying to get a drop out so I can get the drop in without the bubble. There we go. But that's how you fix the little holes. And I mean, if I wanted to, I could put some tack it over and over and just redo this green. Yeah. And now we have our little lid. So yeah, I will get some pictures. I'm going to pop that underneath the light, and I will get them posted on my website, and I will see you guys on the next video, guys. Bye.